Happy International Women's Day! So we have 3 wines all made by female winemakers. So the first one is a Picpoul de Pinet. It's made by Marie Lefebvre and Virginie Berthuit. And they grow their vineyard just next to a big saltwater lagoon. So there's loads of saltiness coming from that lagoon and from the Mediterranean Sea. I had it in my risotto last night. Wonderful wine. The next one is Crémant de Limoux. It's a sparkling wine by Marie Toussaint. And it's 90% Chardonnay, 10% Pinot Noir and Chenin Blanc. Wonderful, beautiful sparkling. And finally, it's a wine by Claire Clavel. It's a Rhône blend. And her family have been making wine since 1640, so it's a really long line of winemakers, and we'll go through each one. So we have another Picpoul de Pinet that we're tasting. And, well, if you remember what I said about the last Picpoul we had, you always know it's a Picpoul because you've got the double colonnade thing on the bottom for the Roman columns for the history of the wine. You've got the sea across the top, and you've got the sort of the crest of the region in the very south of France and Languedoc, just in the middle. So what we say about Pickpoul is Pickpoul grape variety is so fresh, it's salinity, which basically means it's salty. It tastes like the sea and where it's grown from. And this wine is, you can already tell from the colour of it, it looks fresh and clean. Oh, and it smells like the sea as well. It smells like the sea but with apricots and nectarines. Pickpoul I always find is such an easy drinking wine. It's one of those wines where you finish work and you just want to have a bottle of Pickpoul. Oh, that is a really lovely one. This one's from M&S and it's £9. And it's almost got a bit of weight to it. It's a Pickpoul and it's clean and fresh, but it's got a little bit of weighty body behind it as well. That's really, really nice quality Pickpoul. And food that will go with is seafood. I always have some sort of friend ringing me up at about 6 p.m. I had one yesterday saying, just making clams for dinner, what wine should I have? And I was like, Picpoul de Pinet goes so well with any sort of seafood. It's super, super fresh. And what I love about Crémant is the French word for creamy, and it's referring to the mousse on the wine. So all Crémant is sparkling wine made in France, but not in Champagne. And it's just wines that are made in the same way as Champagne, so they're made in that exact same traditional method, but in a different region, and sometimes with different grape varieties. So it always says Crémant, and then it says where it's from after Crémant, and that can tell you a bit about the grape varieties in it. This one is from Limoux, and Limoux is in the very southwest of France, and it's where the Pyrenees are sort of going down to the low foothills. It's very Mediterranean, just around the sea. So it smells wonderful actually. It smells like flowers and caramel and grapefruits. I don't know how it smells of caramel, it's really delicious. Oh, that is wonderful. That tastes really, really different to Champagne. So it's quite a young style, and so it feels really fruity and fresh. And it almost has this slight edge of, not sweetness, but this round sort of ripe fruit flavours to it. So it's a really, really nice aperitif wine, which basically means it's a nice wine to sort of start your evening with, get you into drinking wine. That is really delicious. And the bubbles on it are exactly like champagne bubbles. They're really sort of small, little bubbles that fizzle away. Really great wine, that one. So this one is the Claire Clavel. So her family have been making wines for hundreds of years. This one's in Rhône Valley. It's in a village called Saint-Gervais. And it's a little bit like a Gigondas. When you're looking at Côte d'Or wines, every sort of village has some slight different speciality, but usually the same grapes. So this one is the usual Syrah and Grenache. It is 70% Grenache with just that 30% Syrah. And you can taste it inside it. The colour of it already looks wonderful. It smells amazing. It smells like cherries and red fruits and a little bit sort of meatiness, which you usually get from a Rhône Valley wine, but just subtle. Everything's blended so nicely. It's nothing's standing out too much. It's all working together. That is so nice. That's delicious. It's so silky. The finish is so long in it that you can still taste it. That is a really, really well balanced wine. And it doesn't feel too cloying or too over the top. It still feels fresh because they've grown it on a sort of 200-metre high plateau. So it's got winds cooling the vineyard down. And you can feel that. What a wonderful wine. So this one is $10.99. It's from Aiken Humphris. And my goodness, I would definitely spend $10.99 on that. I would spend £15 on that. That is great. Let me know if you like it. It's wonderful. Let me know what other videos you want to see after this too.